Like it or not, we've been given the gift of 5 new artifact mods in Act 2 of episode Heresy, and 4 of them are centered around trace rifles. Basically, trace rifles are kind of that loner kid in your school growing up, and your parents, aka Bungie, really thought it would be nice if you could just invite trace rifles to your sleepover party just this one time. Come on, give them a chance. They're trying to make friends. Today, we're going to go over what exactly the new trace rifle artifact mods do, why some of them make using trace rifles kind of fun, admittedly, and then finally, we're going to go over why, even though some of the new mods make trace rifles fun, it almost doesn't matter because I'm still hopelessly addicted to one thing you're 100% expecting and another thing you might not be expecting. Overload trace rifles is a perk I think we can kind of skip over. We all know what it does, no explanation required. Why don't we skip ahead to Beam Medic. Rapid trace rifle final blows heal you and nearby allies. Powerful combatants increase the amount. Take a look at the following footage. I'm at the entrance to the GOA dungeon where there's just a lot of enemies to shoot. I cut through a couple and then right there, check the instant replay. We get a little chunk of health back immediately after killing a few enemies. All right, look, this isn't a bad artifact mod. However, it's hard to get really excited for an artifact mod like this when, respectfully, in the current state of D2, we have so much access to healing, it's fucking ridiculous. Aside from the usual suspects, i.e. Devour for Warlocks and Knockout for Titans, think of how easy it is to generate orbs in D2 right now. You got the Siphon mods you can equip on any helmet, not to mention Firepower, Heavy-Handed, and Reaper. It's just gobs of healing on demand, because by touching any of those orbs on the field, you can insta-proc both recuperation or better already, and just like that, you are healthy again without even breaking a sweat. Again, Beam Medic isn't bad per se. It's like Abraham Lincoln once said, more healing equals more good. But yeah, not exactly stellar in the grand scheme of what we already have access to. Next up, we have Elemental Siphon, and here's where things start to get kinda sexy. Rapid final blows with a kinetic weapon or a weapon matching your equipped super create an elemental pickup that matches your equipped super. Elemental pickups are fun, and especially right now with Bolt Charge being as strong and abusable as it currently is, you can have a lot of fun with this artifact mod. Elemental Siphon, Spark of Discharge, and Spark of Ions working together can truly generate an absolutely stupid amount of ionic traces. And remember that ionic traces give energy to all your abilities. Even if you don't play Arc though, elemental pickup generation can fuel some really fun builds, so generating more for free is awesome, and I'm kinda here for it. And by the way, I don't have my Mastery of Ambition reputation ranked up high enough yet, but I'm very much looking forward to finally getting my hands on the boosted effect of Elemental Siphon. Elemental pickups grant matching super energy when collected, just kinda icing on the cake right there. Our final pro trace rifle artifact mod is Harsh Refraction. Trace rifles do more damage to targets afflicted by elemental debuffs matching their element type. How much damage exactly? Good question. It actually depends on the trace rifle. Exotic trace rifles get a damage buff of plus 35%, which already is really good. The only exotic exception to that rule is Microcosm, which, believe it or not, actually does work with Harsh Refraction, even though Microcosm is a kinetic weapon and there's no kinetic elemental debuff. Bungie was feeling very kind in that apparently any elemental debuff will allow Microcosm to proc Harsh Refraction, but Microcosm only gets a 20% damage buff. Not as good as plus 35%, but hey, free damage buff for a heavy weapon, not bad. The biggest winners here though are legendary trace rifles, which get an insane plus 50% damage buff from Harsh Refraction. Therefore, as long as you have a fairly consistent way of applying an elemental debuff, your trace rifles, especially your legendary ones, are going to be really dishing out the pain a lot. I will admit that with all these perks working together, combined with other artifact mods, namely ones that up the chaos on either Void, Arc, or Strand in particular, using trace rifles right now is actually pretty goddamn fun. That being said, I just gotta say, despite all the fun and the flash and the flare of the new trace rifle glow up perks, I am still hopelessly addicted to rocket frame sidearms. And good God, these trace rifle artifact mods could not have come at a worse time, because we were literally just given the Adept Lotus Eater. And yeah, as predicted, the weapon is very good, especially with the few Void mods we have on the artifact. And while probably everybody and their mother expected Adept Lotus Eater to be the star of the show in Act 2, one thing I didn't expect was how much fun I'm currently having with glaives. Yes, like an 8-year-old refusing to go anywhere near a plate of steamed broccoli, I have been routinely avoiding glaives, basically ever since they were introduced into the game, because I thought they were boring to use. To be fair, it did take a few buffs and some new artifact mods, but yeah, yeah, I'm on board now. In fact, rocket sidearms and glaives together are a double special loadout I'm really enjoying, even in the current GM Nightfall, which traditionally is about as fun as a full force groin punch. If you're curious, I plan on making a video in the near future about glaives and how there's quite literally never a better time to try them out than right now, but yeah, more on that another time. For right now though, are trace rifles meta? I don't know if I'd go as far as to say they're hard meta, but they're definitely fun right now, and if you haven't given them a try with the new artifact mods yet, yeah, go give them a whirl. But at the end of the day, as we've learned from Parks and Recreation, you can make the world's most fire turkey burger, but it still just won't compare to beef.
Never mind, this is better.
Which of these two weapons is turkey and which is beef? Yeah, I think you know. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.